Hopefully you're ready to learn the other types of shading. We've already gone over the pencil shading, which is the very smooth transition that can be created by primarily just pencil, maybe charcoal and fine charcoal, which we've not dealt with yet. But now we're going to get into shading with mark making that gets darker as you make more marks and lighter as you have fewer marks. You're going to have a choice of materials or media. You can use either the ultra fine Sharpies, so the one with the really little point there, or you can use ballpoint pens. If you use a ballpoint pen, make sure that you use either a dark blue or a black, or you can do a row in one and a different media for the next row, but you do need to use the ultra fine Sharpie for the stippling. I'm going to go over each of the techniques in the next videos, so each of the techniques for the shading. You will also, after you've completed those 4 rows of shading and labeled them, so like down here I've labeled which one's which, so the single direction marks, all those are hatching. The row with the lines going different directions is cross hatching. Stippling is using dots. I realize I've not finished my row yet. And scribbling is just like what it sounds, where you're actually scribbling, but it's a controlled scribble. And all of these get darker by having more marks made closer together so that you eliminate the white marks or the paper. You don't see the white paper so much. So again, the value is built up. We get darker and darker by having more lines closer together, blocking out that white paper. There is a sample for each of them down here. And then there is, underneath my sphere here, there is a very light outline of the sphere and of the cast shadow on this assignment. And I do want you to come through, just like I want you to label over here, I also want you to label the parts of the sphere. Remember, the highlight is the brightest point where the light hits it. The attached shadow, I should say attached shadow. In fact, I'm going to change that right now, attached shadow. So my attached shadow is where the shadow is created on the sphere itself. The reflected light, as the light comes down, it bounces off the table and comes back here. It will cause a reflected light down here. And then the cast shadow is the shadow thrown onto another surface by the sphere. Notice that it's darkest right up next to the sphere, then a little bit lighter where the reflected light is. Then there's this crescent shape for the attached shadow from the deepest, fading up, getting lighter to the highlight, and quicker, fading down and getting lighter at the reflected light. So for this assignment, you'll shade each of the above rows with either a pen, black or dark blue, ultrafine Sharpie. You'll use a different technique on each of them. Just go down the order of here. And then remember, the 0 is the paper white, 1 has a light value, 2 slightly darker, and so on until we get down to 10, which is nearly solid black, or in this case blue. So nearly solid dark there. You do need to consider craftsmanship, at least to a degree, including don't fold up your paper, don't roll it up, don't crumple it up. And then shade the sphere with the technique that you've chosen as your preferred technique up above. Shade the sphere and label the sphere. It does not say to label, but I do want you to label. Okay, so that's your overview. And again, the subsequent videos will be how to actually do the different shading techniques.